Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. The SPY is down a full point, it looks like, today. So definitely looking for some red moves as opposed to green moves. Trump opened his mouth and said something like the wall's gonna get built even if I have to shut down the government. So I guess that's got something to do with it. So first stock that I'm looking, actually go over my sheet first. Big difference between a successful trader and an amateur trader is 3 cents. Mir Barak was talking about some stuff yesterday and mentioned how just even the smallest little things start to add up and make a huge difference over time. So I need to be anticipating more. Ask myself, what does this stock want to do? On reversals, make sure I have a stop loss placed on a 5 or the 10 minutes, or even the 15 minutes, and wait for the closes. It needs to be fast with big volume. It must be clean. Price action must be clean. And watch for low volume. Your best trades, you are right immediately. Look to add on good price actions, especially on reversals. Watch for VWAP, price action, how the stock acts around it. Do you want to be right or do you want to make money? If a stock goes $30 against me, am I sure that I still want to be in that trade? Make sure the stock is outside of yesterday's range. If I fix my mistakes, I make money. I need to take my profit. Need to make sure I'm taking stocks with better volume. Make sure I'm placing good stop loss spots. Don't force the trade, don't fight the market. And I need to focus on tape reading and concentrate a little bit better here. My eyes are still trying to get used to reading the market and the price action. Ever since I took that week off, it's I'm noticing that I'm a little slower than I used to be. So first stock that I'm looking at, gonna be trading it towards the open today, is Cree here. Got downgraded. See, on the daily's got a pretty interesting little situation here. It's gapping into its all-time low, and then this little trend line here, kind of meeting it here, and at the moment it looks like it's holding it all right, but I don't know. This trend line's this is the trend line that started the most recent downtrend. It's not like an overall big trend or nothing. Maybe I want to check it on the weekly or the monthly or something. I'm still not seeing too much on it, so looks like a good trade. I'm gonna end up taking it. Low had a pretty bad earnings here, and they're kind of gapping down here. They were gapping into resistance. You can see it's starting to run up now into the open, so I'm not liking it too much right at the open. We'll definitely see what it does and see if it fails to move higher and then turns around and drops on me if there's no other trades. And then I got Lazy Boy here. Again, it's really spready right now. It's moving all over the place. So that plus the open is probably going to be a big whole bunch of whipsaws all over the place. So I'm probably just going to avoid this one. Let's see, it's again gapping, huge gap, 20% almost, underneath all of this previous support. So looks like it'll move lower. It depends on what it does throughout the day. And then I got two stocks that I'm looking at to take higher. American Eagle looks really good here. It's gotten kind of a big flag pattern here. Still looks pretty good to take it over 65. The only thing I don't like about it is obviously the SPY is moving down and is still trending down pretty hard right now, so I don't feel too comfortable taking it long at the moment. Plus, it's a retail stock, but also at the same time it's a falling wedge, and you can see it's breaking out of that falling wedge pretty hard here and going into this gap for another gap fill. So I mean, this is there's a lot of things going on with this trade right now, and it looks like the only thing that I don't like about it is just that the SPY's down, but I know that price action doesn't lie. Even when a stock's moving up, when the market's down, it's a good indicator that it wants to keep moving higher. So I'm not going to totally throw it out of the window and say that I'm not going to take it, but I am going to look for short trades more as opposed to the long trades. And last trade I'm looking at is FCAU. I guess this is positive news. This is the only thing that I could find about it. They're considering spin-offs of Maserati parts, and I guess that was good news and everybody likes it. So it's sitting up here at 14. It's been up here before, but I mean, we're breaking out of all this in here, and not really too much else to be looking at it. Probably some more resistance up here around the 50 area. Plus it's heading up into its pre-market highs right now. So buying looks good, but I mean, it's such a slow mover that there's going to be hundreds of thousands of shares. You get each bid and ask pretty much every single second. So we'll just have to see what happens at the open. Still gonna be looking at Cree here. That's good. That's exactly what I want to see. Get it a little bit closer to the pre-market low here. So I'll flip this thing back on in a minute here, and we'll see what happens. Alright, we're getting close enough here. I don't really see a good spot, so I'm gonna make my stop loss above 80 here, and I'll take it short at 50. Market's gonna open in a couple seconds. Big. Wow. Alright, spread's 20 cents on a stock that I'm risking 30 cents on, so I don't like that. But it is tightening here, so that's a good sign. Okay, it's not doing anything yet. Let's see. American Eagle broke out of the pre-market highs and immediately reversed 50 cents. Wow. Glad I didn't take that trade. I would have gotten killed on that. Alright, Lazy Boy making a move. Too big of a move. Lowe's looks interesting. Cree with an indecision candle. Would I take it short under 60? That is a pretty big wick up there. Well, there it is. If I wanted to get in, I think there's a hidden seller, cause that, yeah, there's the print, and there's all the sellers too. Nope, I missed it. I'm not hopping in. Definitely a hidden buyer here. Wow, look at all those prints, and it's just not breaking. All that buying, jeez, that's unreal. That must be a huge seller or something, cause that soaked up everything. Let's see. 40K off of that. That's a whole $1. Stop loss be way up here at 60. They have to move a whole $1. I mean, that's pretty far away here, and it's certainly struggling at this 25. This is kind of that anticipate that I was talking about. The selling looks good. SPY's actually moving up pretty hard right now. Numbers still look good on the sell side, but seems to be struggling to break this 25. Alright, Cree exploded up. American Eagle is still selling off. FCA doing nothing. Lowe's doing nothing. Huh. Buyers coming in here. Close right at the VWAP. SPY turned around pretty hard here. Looks like the sellers are starting to help. Nope. No, there's big squeeze. Alright, well, not really seeing anything else at the moment. Yep, I'll turn it off for now, flip it back on if I find anything. Okay, I'm gonna be done for the day. I'm not seeing any trades at all, so I'm just gonna call it. A bunch of stuff pop up on the scanners, but I mean, nothing's looked good all day, so I'll just do a quick recap. I was looking at pre-market to take it short, and luckily I didn't, because obviously you can see it ran up and filled the gap entirely here, but didn't take it because the spread was getting ridiculous and it was moving a bit too fast for me, and price action wasn't really showing what I wanted to see, so I decided not to hop in on it. Had bad news. Pre-market was tightening range and it was getting closer. It was at its all-time low and the gap was underneath support. So I guess this little confluence point here actually was a pretty big deal here, because you can see it squeezed all the way back up and then some now, so something to look forward in the future too. Then I was looking at PRTK for a long over 25. Got the 25, pulled back a bunch, didn't decided not to take it. Too much resistance overhead, and it was a bunch of low volume green candles in here. You can see nobody really wanted it to move up, and then now later on it started to pop up again, but again we're still hovering around that 25 area, so didn't really set up for any good risk reward scenario here. You can see it's just there's a bunch of resistance up here, so everything seems to be pulling it back down. And then lastly I was looking at SYK for a reversal. I was looking at it for a reversal, but I know it's got negative news, so I decided not to take it at all. Can't really figure out what exactly it's going to do yet, but I'll probably check it later in the day and see what's up. It doesn't look, the setup isn't horrible, but I think the sentiment behind it is worth it. Plus the volume is kind of thinning out here. You know, anything that's under 10k for a 1 minute candle, or 50,000 under the fives, I don't really want to be messing with it, so I'll just walk away. Nothing going on. Just gonna use today to practice a bunch, and I'll be back tomorrow.